I have it set okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, it is my pleasure now to introduce you to Miss Teen Colorado. We were so excited. I got an email from her saying, I'd love to get involved with your organization. And it was just at the time we were planning this event. And we talked about it and thought, what a perfect opportunity. So let me tell you a little bit about her. She's an amazing young woman. Serene Singh is 19, and you'll be amazed at everything she's already accomplished. And I also want to tell you, she's enrolling in CU, and on her way up here, she lives in Colorado Springs, she's headed to Boulder to check in tonight. So she's an amazing young woman. She's a prestigious, easy for me to say, right, undergraduate bachelor scholar, full rights recipient at the University of Colorado, and just a few months ago was crowned Miss Teen Colorado for 2016. She spent the summer interning in the U.S. Senate. She's planning to double major. We all know what it's like when you first start college. You know, you change your major 6 times. But she's planning on double majoring in political science and journalism with a minor in leadership studies. She's met the president 3 times since his election. She was nominated to the United States Senate Youth Program as one of two students in all of Colorado. She's won a national speech and debate championship, 3 state championships in a row, and numerous district titles. Most recently, as Colorado's youngest speech and debate coach, Serene works with low-income students across the nation to find their passion and to voice their cause. 2 years ago, she founded the Colorado Bhangra, did I pronounce that correctly? Institute in order to teach and cultivate her love and vibrant energy for Punjabi dance. While she's not actively engaging in public service, Serene can be found on the runway, as she was a Victoria's Secret's Colorado teen model and the face of the Colorado Indian Wedding Festival. Her other hobbies include painting murals in her community, volunteering with special needs students, and yes, rapping. Ultimately, Serene aspires to be appointed to the United States Supreme Court. Let's welcome Serene.
You guys all hear me?
Yes.
It's still morning, it's the afternoon. Before I begin, I wanted to especially thank Miss Betty, Miss Karen, and Miss Colleen. Without all of you, I would not be here today. All of you guys have welcomed me in with open arms, caring hearts, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else today. So thank you so much for all of you. You all are such kind human beings today in this audience, and I hope that I can be in touch with all of you long after my crown and my ring is done. So that is very important to me to make sure I made that noticed. From the time I can remember, I've always wanted to be a princess, right? I could perform every sing-along from Cinderella, probably before Cinderella could even do it. I could quote every movie quote from Aladdin, backwards and forwards, multiple times, every single day. And I actually had every single fact of life memorized on Little Mermaid. And I always wondered, the only one that I really never got was why Flounder the fish was not even a flounder fish. That's the one thing I haven't figured out yet. So if you do know that, please do let me know. So I'm still waiting on that one. But on May 29th, 2016, I achieved this dream finally, and I became a real-life princess. The sash, the flowers, the crown, the rain, all of it together at once. And the very next day after I won, I was on a flight to DC to intern for the US Senate. So I didn't really get a lot of time in Colorado. I was straight on a plane out to DC, which was really exciting. But since then, life has been undoubtedly changed in the best way possible. And because of that, it's really important for me to make sure that all women understand how important it is and how much of a voice we all have in this world. And it's incredible the way we get a microphone from the opportunities we have. So for me, yeah, I have a medal on my head, yeah, I have a sash on my body, but it's really the microphone that has given me the opportunities that I have today. The title is only a title, right? The microphone is what I have. And as a South Asian-born student, brought up in Colorado Springs, Colorado, now attending CU Boulder, no one really thought the speech and debate nerd, maniac girl would ever join pageantry. And when I finally did decide to join 4 years ago, I was constantly told, Serene, you're not going to win, you're not pretty enough, you're not good enough, you're not talented enough, you're an Indian, who wants an Indian girl representing Colorado, who wants a girl representing Colorado. All these different statements started funneling and channeling into my mind, just like they do with all of us on a daily basis, right? And this is something that each of us have struggled with individually. And they got to me really fast. But that's when I started doing some research to find some inspiration in my life, because I knew I wasn't the only one. And I found someone called Lizzie Velasquez. I don't know how many of you are familiar with her, but Lizzie is a 27-year-old woman who was born and brought up in Austin, Texas. She was kind, super, super happy, always excited, always ready to live life in the moment. Lizzie is one of 2 people in this world who has an autoimmune disorder that prevents her from gaining body fat and ultimately causes her facial structures to be a little different than the ones that we all have. Totally fine. But over time, she always thought her beauty was incredibly rare, incredibly unique, beautiful. How special was it to always have people like, wow, she's different. She thought that was awesome. Until one day she was scrolling on internet and she found a video of her posted as she was giving a speech in class, and someone said, "World's ugliest woman." And that went viral. And Lizzie sat down and said, "What? I thought I was awesome. What are people seeing from me? This is literally a video of me." And Lizzie has been my inspiration since day one. Because Lizzie came on talk shows as soon as she found out about this. It took a lot of resilience, a lot of determination, and a lot of commitment to who she was and what she believed in, to come out in public and say, "I'm different, but I'm so beautiful, and I'm so proud of who I am." And that's what I learned from her. People gave Lizzie the title of World's Ugliest Woman. But Lizzie took that title and made her microphone and her cause something that all of us can learn from. She taught me that I should never be ashamed or ever afraid of who I am. Rather, I should just embrace it 100%, because I am the only one who should define who I am. And that goes for all of us today too. We define who we are, no one else. We are proud, capable, empowering women. So no, when people ask me if I entered a beauty pageant, I say no. We all are beautiful. What I entered in is a confidence pageant. I entered in a pageant that shows that I am proud of who I am, exactly the way I am, my goods, my bads, all of it together, wrapped up in me. That's what I entered in. So you see, pageants were created to teach women to support other women. And I think that's a lesson we should apply to life in general. When we see another woman, it should always be our aim and our fight to make sure we go out of our way to support them in any way possible. Perhaps most significantly, from the people in my life, principally my mother, I have learned that with a caring heart, a kind smile, and a load of hard work, any dream can be accomplished. It is having an inspiration that kept me on the train that everyone told me I have no destination with. We are all born queens, I strongly believe. A piece of metal doesn't decide that. Our love for our fellow women is something so special. It's a bond so unbreakable. And that is why this event and these 2 organizations are so important to me today. Kudos to all of those who have been involved in this organization, those who are being honored today, and those who are recipients of these scholarships, because this is literally joining a family that will be alongside you for the rest of your lives. And that is so, so special to have. I urge each and every one of you to walk every day of life as though you have a crown on your head. A crown that should not fall, a crown that should never be taken off, and a crown that should never break for anyone else. It is your crown, and you keep your head up high wherever you go. You are a beautiful woman, and that is a title that will never, ever expire, even after a year of reign.
Wow, wasn't that an amazing speech? You can see why you're Miss Teen Colorado. And we're all going to be very pleased the day we see you nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court. Thanks. It is my pleasure now to introduce you to some of our inductees. And we're asking them to come and give each of you some words of inspiration. So I'd like to start by introducing Sister Alicia Caron. She was raised in El Paso, Texas by immigrant parents.